Hi, and welcome to NowThen TV. I'm Sarah Hill, and I'm going to be taking you around Sheffield. We all know Sheffield is an incredible city. I don't need to tell you that, but we are going to show you things that you might not otherwise see. Behind the scenes, with bands rehearsing, talking to gallery curators, talking to the traders that make this city as unique as it is. It's going to be NowThen magazine on your screen. Hopefully there will be many more, but for now I'd like to invite you to come and join me on a day's journey around the city. Site Gallery with curator Sarah Cluggish to talk about Wu Chi Sung's Dust exhibition. But before we get into that specifically, we're going to talk a little bit about Site Gallery generally. So can you tell us how the gallery came about?
Site Gallery was initially founded in 1978 in the Wakeley area of Sheffield. It was founded by a group of local photographers and artists as a very traditional photography gallery, and over the years grew in size and grew in popularity and actually changed locations. In 1995 we widened our remit to incorporate different forms of new and experimental digital art, new media art, installation, performance, so really widening and broadening our activity, still sitting alongside more traditional forms of image production. We run a series of artist residencies annually. We work with more emergent and established artists, but we're really committed to Site as a place for artistic experimentation, a place where you can test new ideas, theories, concepts, and also we're committed to our audiences. We want Site to be a social hub, a place where people can come and gather and ask big ideas and big questions and really just have fun. Dust is a wonderful, meditative, mesmerizing piece of work. It uses very simple technologies, like I said. Essentially it operates on the premise that there's a feedback loop created between your standard projector and a nice HD camera. And the camera captures these invisible kind of particles of dust, which are always around us, which float in the air, and then feeds that information back to the projector, which then projects them large. So they're kind of swirling around the body in the space. There's a kind of phenomenological sense in the work of the bodily, and yeah, really, really mesmerizing. It's a very sensorial experience, I would say.
And it's not the only work in the exhibition, is it? You've got Crystal City 003 as well?
Yes, we have Crystal City 3 Voyage, which is one in a series of works that Wu Chi Sung began in 2005. So again, he's looking at the kind of simple and the everyday things that are very familiar to us. In this case, plastic boxes, kind of utilitarian plastic boxes that you would come across in your everyday life. And he looks at the potential of this very simple material and transforms it into something farther than itself.
What else is going on at Site Gallery?
Well, we've got lots of activities at Site Gallery, actually. This year we've launched our Young People's Program in the Society of Explorers, so a group of 14 to 19-year-olds who meet weekly at Site Gallery, and they produce their own events, artistic commissions, so they're really working as artistic producers, learning skills and having experiences that will help them later in life.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah, and all of this information is available on Site Gallery's website, which is
sitegallery.org.
sitegallery.org. So we've come come now to Abbeydale Brewery, who any Sheffield pub goer will know from their staples, moonshine and deception, that you see across the city. But they do a lot more than that as well. We're here with Dan Baxter, who is Sales and Marketing Director, and we're going to have a little chat about Abbeydale. So how long have you guys been making beer here?
Well, Patrick Morton started the brewery back in 1996. He started it with his dad. I started around about 2008 when we were doing roughly 70 brewers barrels a week. Now we've taken it up to about 170, which is roughly 50,000 pints a week.
That's a lot of beer. Of us at NowThen basically really like our real ales, so it was a bit of a dream really to kind of have our own guest ale, and we've been working with Abbeydale Brewery for years, you know, as an advertiser, and we've always had a great relationship with them and been big fans of what they do, and yeah, it just kind of just sort of came together really. For our 4th birthday, they offered, and they said they would make us their guest ale for the month, and we've just done it every year since, and it's always been a lovely, like, pale, hoppy session ale that you can drink all afternoon, and we have drunk all afternoon and all evening as a team. They sold 18,000 pints of it last year. I think a significant proportion of that were consumed by us. We have the chance to actually try some of the NowThen beer. So we've got our pump clip, NowThen, celebrating 6 years of the magazine. Shall we have a little taste?
Yeah, sure. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. So the hops that's gone in it are called Bramwin Cross, and it's an English hop, but typically English hops don't give you this kind of flavour.
No, it's really hoppy, isn't it?
Really kind of
awesome, yeah. Got quite powerful flavour.
Yeah, it's kind of a bitter grapefruit that comes with it.
Thanks to Dan, thanks to the team at Abbeydale. Cheers. Head over to the Opus Studios now to see King Capiche in rehearsal. They're an incredible local band with a double saxophone front line, so you're definitely in for a treat. We want to show you a bit behind the scenes. We all know Sheffield Music City, we all go to gigs and we see these bands performing, but seeing how they work in private is a bit more interesting. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
So yeah, you've got 2 saxophones. That's quite unusual. How did that come about?
Well, we recorded a first album. This is like stock answer to an interview, isn't
What
it?
does the press back say?
We recorded an album and we were a 4-piece at the time, and we recorded 2 sax lines because it sort of balanced the sound of it all and let us do some more ideas with the saxes.
The saxophones become like the vocals, if you like, if you want to think of it in that way, I suppose.
Yeah.
So they come up front and they're really dominant with their melody, you know, and 2, you know, obviously reinforces that rather than just the 1.
Well, there are quite a lot of harmonies in the music, aren't there? And that let's do
I hope
more.
so.
Well, we've got a guitar player on bass, so there's lots of chords.
And you guys, like, you played Manchester Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
But presumably you wouldn't call yourself a jazz band.
A bit of higgledy-piggledy, really.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try and like put
a
genre on it. It seems to me there's a lot of that kind of very traditional jazz sense of exploration in your tunes. If you'd say that's fair.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd like to think so. I don't think we really distinguish between jazz or say post-rock, or just it's just interesting what you can do with instrumental music.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're trying to take from, rather than from one particular genre.
Most rehearsals will kind of, jam things through, see what sounds good, what doesn't sound good, and just kind of then refine everything to a point where we're all really happy with it. And it's a long process to do it that way. We don't have one person writes a song and then everyone plays it. That's a really fast approach to music, but it's not right for the sound that we make. So we kind of take a little nugget of an idea and develop it to a point.
Or jam it to death.
Or take it to a bedroom and spend hundreds of hours refining it.
Yeah. But to a point when we're kind of like, right, that's ready to be part of a gig or be recorded.
Awesome, brilliant. And you've got a new album coming out soon.
But it's coming out soon. It's taken us a long time to write, and we're really pleased with that. I think it's like moving on in our sound in a more mature fashion, hopefully, and there should be a bit more to us. So hopefully it's going to be exciting. We'll do some gigs and stuff and put it out there. So
fantastic. So what's the best way for people to keep up to date with being able to buy the album and what gigs you're doing? I.e., what's your website address?
Well, it's kingcapiche.co.uk.
Yeah.
But probably it's Facebook these days, isn't it? So Facebook group is...
/KingCapiche.
Yeah, facebook.com/KingCapiche.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
very long day. We're here in the stunning Winter Gardens right in the centre of Sheffield. We're here for a very special poetry performance. Every week on NowThen TV we will be featuring the best spoken word artists from around Sheffield, and we're really excited about it. During the series we'll showcase a different performer every week, and at the end of that series we will upload all of those clips online to somewhere where you can vote for your favourite, who will be crowned the series Slam champion, and they will perform at a special live event that you can come and see. For now, we're going to have a chat with Joe Chris, who is the manager of the WordLife project. He's going to tell us all about that, and then we've got an extra special performance coming up after that. So here's Joe. Joe, tell us a bit about WordLife and the work you do.
So WordLife is a live literature organisation. We've been based in Sheffield and going off since about 2006. So we run a range of events, workshops and publications and digital projects as well. It's all about just finding new ways that people can engage in literature, take part in it, encourage them to take up writing themselves, and showcase some of the great work that local writers are doing as well, and try and find them an audience.
Fantastic. And there's a lot of spoken word performance in Sheffield, isn't there? A lot of different organisations.
Yeah, it's been really flourishing actually. I think especially in the last sort of 5 to 6 years it's really taken off. So we're just one of the regular kind of literature nights that happens in the city. So they're happening all across South Yorkshire as well. It's not just Sheffield, it's also Doncaster, Barnsley and Rotherham and Chesterfield as well. So there's a really great scene. So if anyone wants to get involved, there's lots of different opportunities to take part, read an open mic, contribute to local press, and yeah, it's a really good scene.
Fantastic. And how can people contribute to WordLife?
So we edit a double-page creative writing spread in NowThen magazine. So they can just email me at wordlife@nowthenmagazine.com. Yeah, we accept poems and prose. So it's poems up to 40 lines and prose about sort of 1,000 words. Yeah, so we publish writers for the first time and also more established writers as well. So people like Simon Armitage and Benjamin Zephaniah have been featured in the mag, but it's not just established writers. So yeah, we've had a whole mix of students and people that just try it for the first time and send poems in. So whatever level you're at, really, yeah.
Fabulous. And you know that phrase that goes around, poetry is the new rock and roll?
Oh yeah.
As a poet and live literature organiser, what do you think about that?
I'm not sure if it's the new rock and roll. I think it's definitely I think it's interesting with poetry because it's, you know, in some ways it's the oldest art form out there. You know, oral storytelling, you know, predates language in itself. But yeah, it's definitely a new thing. It's getting busier and more exciting, and as I said, the spoken word nights are really flourishing. So yeah, it's a really lovely community of interesting, kind of diverse people. So I don't know if that makes it rock and roll, but yeah.
It definitely makes it good.
It definitely makes it good, yeah.
And we've got a performance coming up, especially for this. Would you like to introduce your poet?
Yes, so we're going to have a feature from a local poet called Jevi Carver, and she's an amazing poet. And she came up just from the open mic scene locally as well, so just started attending a few gigs, and she's kind of flourished and has had a few commissions recently, and she's one of the sort of strongest poets in the local open mic scene. So yeah, no, I'm really excited to see her.
Fantastic. Well, Jevi Carver.
We were separated by a thin strip of black nylon stretched between metal posts, distinguishing the end of the departures lounge from the beginning of security procedures. Those not intending to travel may not pass this point. My lips were pulled from yours by the cruel words of some stone-hearted, stone-headed, sun-hatted, sunglassed sun-seeker. Are you in the queue? Yes, I was, and it was moving out of reach, and as your hand released mine, I felt hot tears, and I thought they must be toxic because they burned my face, so I bottled them up in 100 milliliter containers and made sure to seal them in a clear plastic bag. And as I went through the machine, of course it beeped, and I could still see you standing there as I took off my belt, and I thought about how you'd taken it off the night before and how you'd run your hands down my body as the fat, blonde, easy jet, easy lay, easy does it attendant was doing now, only her hands were rough and cold. I could still see you as, having identified the problem, she calmly removed my heart and passed it through the X-ray scanner in a tray with my keys, wallet and mobile phone. I could still see you as I turned the corner towards gate 47, where a safety first in line, not like that, not in my country, airport official was to formally inform me that I could not take my soul on the plane, and then I couldn't see you anymore.
For the culmination of our show tonight, we've come to the City Hall Ballroom, a beautiful venue at which we are going to be gate crashing the Peace in the Park and Sharrow Festival fundraising event, which is featuring a headlining slot from the legendary Bison, which we're really excited to be able to film and cover for you. We'll also be featuring an interview with Sheffield Independent Festival Network coordinators, Gareth Roberts and Alan Deadman. So stick with us, we've got some really exciting stuff coming up.
Congratulations, the doors have been open less than 10 minutes and you've already sold all
I
the
know.
tickets.
That is wonderful.
Sold
That
out.
is quite unique in 25, 35 or even 75 years of promoting. It doesn't happen very often, I can tell you.
Well, good
It's nice
job.
when it does.
It's nice when it does.
It's good that it's happened tonight as well.
Absolutely, because this is of course a fundraiser for Peace in the Park and Sharrow Festival. Do you want to tell us a little bit about those festivals?
Do you want to go first? Or
Oh yeah. Sharrow.
tell the world
Well,
about Sharrow.
Sharrow is a free annual multicultural festival in the neighbourhood of Sharrow, which is a very diverse neighbourhood. You only have to walk down London Road to look at the restaurants to determine that. So it's a festival that we try to accommodate, reflect, involve the people of Sharrow.
Peace in the Park's a slightly different beast in that it was kind of born out of the anti-war movement in 2003, and it did start off as a very much sort of grassroots peace festival that kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think it's kind of got to a stage now where it can't get any bigger, as demonstrated by the fact that last year we kind of had to not have it. It kind of got a bit too big, but we're kind of like delighted to be back, really. So Peace in the Park's really just a celebration of arts, of music, performance, of a kind of DIY culture in Sheffield, by the people, for the people, and it's kind of, I think, evidence of like just how much of a kind of vibrant cultural scene there is in Sheffield at a community level.
So how did these two very different beasts of festivals come to work together to put on this event tonight?
Well,
it was
collaboration and mutual need.
Mutual need, mutual strengths, and also the bands.
There were a number of years when if Bison and Peace in the Park were kind of two of the same kind of the two-headed beast,
coterminous.
Yes, yeah.
It's partly about getting the right acts. Jungle Lion are fantastic, and they've been getting bigger and bigger. They played at Tramlines last year on the Peace Garden stage, and they were just a complete riot. And everybody, the security staff, the stewards, the toilet attendants, everybody was the day after, because I was also there, were just going on about Jungle Lion. So they're two bands with a really strong appeal. So we're starting. I mean, we need to get some tangible results, but we're slowly recruiting more people. We had 2 women from Healy Farm Festival on Friday, which was really good, and we're going to start collaborating on things like booking musical acts.
Well, Gareth, Alan, thank you very much, and here's to some more oxygen and grassroots action.
Absolutely. I think they've got oxygen on tap downstairs.
Let's have a big hand for Jungle Lion! brand new shiny motor car. Gonna get behind the wheel and run myself to Shangri-La. It's gonna take a long time to get so very far, but I don't care for round. I'm gonna get into my brand new shiny motor car. Gonna get behind the wheel and run myself to Shangri-La. It's gonna take a long time to get so very far, but I don't care for round. I'm gonna get into my brand new shiny motor car. Gonna get behind the wheel and run myself to Shangri-La. It's gonna take a long time to get so very far, but I don't care for round. Looking like a gangster, you're not a gangster boy. You've been getting high off your own supply. Now you've got illusions of grandeur. That's not the answer. You're not a gangster boy. Party with your mates, trying to look hard, telling everybody that your mate was your bodyguard. You tried to sell some Charlie and you stole somebody's credit card, and it was in the worst position to create suspicion. A man on a mission, you're fishing for a criminal charge. Yeah. Looking like a gangster, you're not a gangster boy. You've been getting high off your own supply. Now you've got illusions of grandeur. That's not the answer. You're not a gangster boy. I know your mom. He made a big stack of money in the building yards, cause he worked so hard, he lived even harder, and he gave it all away and was glad but never satisfied. Oh no, come on! And a red and white lions when they were full. He had his own boss too, in every bar and every pub in town. Yes, he was a proud man, tell you about the things he'd done. And his father's son, he'd look you in the eye and say there's no point living if you can't have some fun right now. Right now, come on! Cause he lived with this son, and we still had fun. We started to get out and the boy had to take the strain because the cracks were showing. And now he is a strong man, life's made his shoulders broad. Gotta choose which light he's gonna head toward. He's got the whole world in his hands, and I just hope he knows it's true. So do you, so sing along. Jazz hands, everybody, jazz hands. Thank you, Sheffield. Come on. Peace in the Park and Sheriff Festival and Bison.
Thank you. You've been amazing as always.